Hi, it's Jez here from Nigezza.co.uk. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm bringing you the birthday card, which is my entry to the Stamping Dreams blog hop that I was on last week. And I've been playing with the new Ornate Gardens suite, and I'm going to use the borders today and the embossing folder. And I had a play, and I've been making thank you cards because the stamp set that goes with this set has thank yous, but I'm going to change this to birthday, and changing up the colour. Not going to use the ribbon that comes with the suite. I'm going to use this beautiful petal pink with the champagne foiling, metallic foiling on it. Yeah, so it'll be quite different. So I've got a petal pink card base, and I thought that would look nicer with Very Vanilla than Whisper White, just because of the champagne foiling. I just thought that goes better against Very Vanilla than Whisper White. So first thing we want to do is emboss this. So I will be embossing this with this folder, and then I'm using the this border here, which has this lovely sort of ribbony effect. And what I did was, and I haven't done it, but you know, kind of get prepared and then you forget the bit that you need. So I need this little scrap. Oh no, that's Blushing Bride. I'm always doing that, pulling out some Blushing Bride instead of Petal Pink. There we go. So what I did was took a strip and I cut it on one side and then cut it on the other, leaving a gap in the middle, and it kind of depends on the width of the ribbon. So I think I did it just over an inch. Let me just cut it. I think it's about 1 1/8 inches. I made these for I went on holiday, and then since then we've been on lockdown abroad and then lockdown at home, and I've sort of not looked at it since. So cut that out so it's close to that edge, and then refed it and cut it out so it was close to that edge, and then you're left with a border in the middle. And I cut a strip. I'm going to cut a strip in the Very Vanilla and then add the ribbon, but I'll see what it's like once it's cut, and I might adjust the sizes accordingly. So I'm going to get this embossed and I'll get this cut out. So I thought I'd actually show you as I'm cutting what I'm doing. So I've got this lined up so that it's those pointy bits, although they're not pointed, are at the edge of the cardstock. And now look in. Oh, it's up there. I was like, where's the top gone? Got a new one and everything. There we go. So I'm just running that through. Like so. And then do end up with all these little bits, and then line it up against the other, and then we've got that quite a large gap there. And so I'm going to take my ribbon, if I could remember where I put it, and there is enough room to put ribbon up the middle, but I want sort of a Very Vanilla border, so this might not actually be wide enough, but I'm going to check, because when you cut it, it's actually slightly in from the edge of the die, so it might be. So then that comes out. So we've got the edge that looks like that. Let's snip these bits off. Doesn't matter about the end bit because it's actually a bit too long, so we don't need all that end. So the gap there is longer. Pull it in so you can see. So there would be, that is perfect for just laying the ribbon, but I actually want to lay some mat behind, so I actually need it a fraction bigger. So I'm actually going to make it another 1/8 of an inch bigger, and then that will give me the little border that I want there for the ribbon. So I cut this at 1 1/4, so I'm going to cut it at 1 3/8. So I actually checked. I did have the little bit at the end, and I actually cut it at 1 1/8. So I cut this at 1 1/4. So I've got a much bigger space in the middle, which will allow that to be matted, which was the idea. So we'll just snip these off the end. It is too long, but there we go. And I need to knock out all those little bits, so I'm going to use my brush in here to get all those out, save me poking too much. We do sell the attachment. If you've got our tool, you sell an attachment for this, which is a brush. If you don't have one and you have that tool, then that's quite handy to have on your desk. I already had the brush, so I didn't need another. Right, now there's just a couple stubborn bits that want to come out. Just a couple. There we go. So I'm just going to measure my gap, and it is measuring at sort of 1/2 inch. So oh, I did the embossing there. You can see how beautiful and deep that embossing is. So I need a bit of very vanilla. That is the perfect size. So I'm going to use my little guillotine for this. So about 1/2 inch I said, didn't I? So I'm going to make life easier. I'm just going to cut this to 4 inches and I'll get rid of that mucky bit. And then what I'm going to do, so I know that's 4 inches there, so if I come in, so that's it was 1/2 inch, wasn't it? Yeah, so we want it slightly under 1/2 inch, so that's 1/2 inch. We'll go back a 1/16. And that should be perfect in there. Goes nicely between those holes, and then the ribbon will mat in between. Cooking on gas, love it. So that's just a quick tip there on when you're cutting small things, is to do it that way, because it's hard to measure the other way. Right, let's get that out the way. Where's my card blank gone? There we have it. So got card blank, got that, got that, got that, got my ribbon. That will look lovely. So I am going to glue this down, and then we'll trim it off. So I'm going to put glue along here. You can get a similar effect with the sort of ribbon punch, but this is much more ornate, hence the name. So I'm going to use my grid mat to sort of follow that along so that it's straight. Put it down on the other side. Take my scissors, trim off. You can see how deep that embossing is. There we go. And then we can, and I can see where I've missed one of them holes. Just there. Always manage to miss one. There we go. And then we're going to stick that along there. That was cut to size because it was trimmed off the edge. So a bit of glue all the way along, and then we can wrap the ribbon around. Oh, great, that's just not what I wanted. Stick that down, guided by the holes. Just trim slightly off the edge there. It's gone over. Right, and then the ribbon will go around. Beautiful ribbon this. So I do like petal pink. I was saying that to my friend Jill. I was like, I don't like pink, because we're discussing how much of card. I did a card stock take, and I said I've got loads and loads of pink for somebody who doesn't like pink. I've got Blushing Bride, I've got Flirty Flamingo, I've got Petal Pink. And I says, and for somebody who doesn't like pink, that's an awful lot of pink. I said, but actually I don't mind Petal Pink. And she went, that's because it's not really a pink, is it? It's more a peach, which I suppose it is ish. Right, I'm hanging that off the end a bit. There, put that down there, fold it round. So I've got it in the place I want it. Yep, that's where I want it. And then I shall be putting it down and holding it down a bit better when I put the sentiment on. So I'm just going to stick this down, because the fast fuse will make it stick to me grid mat. And then I'm going to do my birthday sentiment. And I'm using, well, I was trying to decide whether or not I wanted that happy birthday or that happy birthday. So I've decided I'm going to stamp them both and see which I like best. So I've got a bit of Very Vanilla, got me petal pink, and we'll see which I like best. I'm going to do this one first because it's the bigger one. We'll see where that goes. I'm going to put this one over here. Like so. And then I'm going to probably cut that one out with the same stitched rectangle I used on this one. That one I'm going to cut out by hand. And then I might mat it. So that one we'll cut out with that. That one won't, will it? Right, so I'm going to cut that one out with that. And I'm going to cut this one with my long scissors. So I'm going to add a little border why I'm using my long scissors, so I can get it off in one stroke. And while I'm doing this, I think I will prefer the bigger one. Because that's a bit too wee, I think. But we'll have a little look-see. I might stick that onto some of this, and I might double mat it. And then it builds it up a slight bit bigger. But with this being that big, I was wondering about putting some of the champagne gems, so I might yet change my mind. How many of you do this? Do something, think, oh, I'm not sure. Try them both out, see what I like best. So there's that. So now I'm going to put it on a bit of Very Vanilla. I don't have any champagne foil. Otherwise I might have used a bit of that. Do you know what? Oh, it's done now. All I was thinking was it wasn't quite straight. So there's that. And we'll die cut out this one. So that's that die cut. Which is, I think, better. I like that. But I think that might be slightly better, and I think I can put some gems on it as well. Which brings out the metallic edging. as well. I'll do the little ones, I think. Because we've got the space. Oh, I can't get that. I'm going to use my putty tool. There. That was painless, wasn't it? Yeah, I think that looks nice. So, I'm going to put some glue dots underneath that to hold it in place. And then I might put 2 on there. So it holds it down, and then I'm going to put some dimensionals on that one. And now with the dimensionals and them gems, I'm going to have to go large letter. Unless I hand deliver it. There we go. Oh, and we just need to finish that off with the mat in the middle, which I'm not going to do anything to. Oh, actually, I might. We've got the stamp set that goes with that. Has those little flowers that are quite similar, and that spray. Maybe I will. Oh, and that's quite cute. No, we'll just stick with those 2. And might leave it at that and not bother with the little one. Some lovely floral elements in this. I really love the daisy. Love that. And that's the card finished. So, hope you like that. Really is very, very beautiful. That's it in thanks, and that's it in happy birthday. And you can see the difference in the colourways. So yeah, all the details will be on my blog, nigezza.co.uk. There'll be a link down below taking you there, and I'll link to the blog hop in case you finished it and you see what everybody else has done with the happy birthday theme. Okay, stay safe. See you soon. Bye bye. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.